Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is a fantastic day to dive deep into the latest Salem drama. We have some incredibly emotional and mind-blowing spoilers for Friday, May 29, and I honestly need to talk about them right now. Grab your favorite snack, settle in, and let's get right to the madness. I am literally in tears typing this. I cannot even begin to process the fact that we are already at the 1-year mark of losing John Black. I mean, my heart is just shattered into a million pieces. You guys know I've been watching this show for decades, and John and Marlena are the super couple. They are the absolute blueprint for daytime romance. And now, seeing the spoilers for Friday, where Marlena is getting ready to face the anniversary of his passing, it's just too much. John officially passed away on June 2, which is next Tuesday, but they are clearly starting the emotional tribute on Friday. I am not ready. I am seriously not ready. To see Deidre Hall play this level of profound grief, give her the Emmy right now. She is going to wreck us all. Because when you think about it, Marlena has survived kidnappings, demonic possessions, Stefano's endless psychological torture, and literal death, but living without John? That is the ultimate tragedy. The spoilers say she visits his grave, bringing flowers, and just sitting there spending time with her beloved dog's true love. I can already picture the scene perfectly. The soft lighting, the flashbacks they are inevitably going to play of their best moments. Remember the strawberry patch? Remember the endless romantic reunions when they ran toward each other in slow motion? Yeah, I'm going to be a sobbing mess on my couch. I know some people are loving the fast-paced corporate drama right now, but personally, I need this slow, emotional beat to just honor John Black. He deserves the world, and Drake Hogestyn's legacy deserves this beautiful tribute. But wait, it gets crazier. Because while Marlena is mourning at the cemetery, Brady and Belle are at the penthouse, looking through the things Stefano left for John. And guys, my jaw actually dropped. A chess set. Stefano DiMera left John a chess set. I mean, could Stefano be any more dramatic from beyond the grave? Brady is staring at the queen piece, clearly thinking about the Queen of the Night stuff, but then Belle notices something that made me literally scream at my screen. A missing piece. And not just any piece. A pawn. Are you kidding me? The pawn. Do newer fans even realize the massive historical significance of this? Let me take you back to 1986, okay? Before John even knew he was John Black, he was literally introduced as the pawn in Stefano's twisted games. He was an amnesiac wrapped in bandages, controlled by Stefano DiMera and Victor Kiriakis. He had no identity, no past, just the programming Stefano put in his head. So for Stefano to leave a chess set, and for the pawn to be the one piece missing, that is a masterstroke of psychological torture. Stefano is basically saying, even in death, I am the Grandmaster, and you, John, were always just my piece to play on the board. It gives me chills. And Brady looking at the Queen. Is it a reference to Marlena? Or maybe Kristen? Kristen has definitely fancied herself the queen of the DiMera family lately. What if the missing pawn is a literal key? What if it opens a safety deposit box Stefano hid decades ago? My brain is spinning with theories. I swear, if this turns into some massive mystery where Belle and Brady have to decode Stefano's final game to protect their family's legacy, I am absolutely here for it. This is exactly the kind of deep lore storytelling that longtime fans crave. Okay, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's take a breath and talk about the Grant family. Because Eli is finally back. Thank the soap gods. Eli Grant is returning to Salem to comfort Lonnie. And honestly, it is about damn time. Lonnie has been holding it together by a thread. Can we talk about how much this family is going through right now? It is actually ridiculous. Because look at the Price-Carver family dynamic. It is a complete and utter disaster zone. Chanel is dealing with a terrifying breast cancer diagnosis while pregnant, which is the most heartbreaking thing ever. Paulina is literally packing her bags and moving out because Abe is paralyzed by the return of Lexi Carver. Lexi is back from the dead. Abe is a mess. Paulina's heart is breaking, and Chanel is fighting for her life. Lonnie is stuck in the middle of all this trauma. So, having Eli walk back through those doors, it's exactly what we need. Eli is the rock. He is the anchor. And let's not forget what Eli and Lonnie have already survived. They survived losing their first baby. They survived the whole TR Coates nightmare. They survived Lonnie going to prison. They are survivors. But walking into the Price-Carver family right now is like walking into a burning building. Will Eli be able to fix this? No. But at least Lonnie won't have to cry alone. Eli has always been the calm in the storm, the steady detective who looks at facts. But this is pure, unadulterated emotional trauma. I just hope he stays for a while, because Lonnie is going to need her husband to lean on. And speaking of crying, let's talk about Julie Williams. I am sorry, but no. Absolutely not. The spoilers say Foster invites Julie out to dinner, and I am just sitting here like, excuse me? Doug Williams literally just passed away. They were married for half a century. They were the heart and soul of Salem. And Foster thinks it's a good idea to swoop in and ask her to dinner. I know he probably means well, and maybe it's just as friends. But I am fiercely protective of Julie right now. Am I the only one who thinks this is way too soon? Doug and Julie are the bedrock of Days of Our Lives. They were the first super couple. You don't just move on from a love like that. I love that they are giving Susan Seaforth Hayes a storyline, and she is a legend who deserves screen time. But the idea of Julie moving on romantically makes me physically ill. I can't imagine she's ready for a new relationship. Maybe she'll say yes just to get out of the house, just as a platonic friend. Actually, you know what? Maybe that's exactly what she needs. A distraction. Someone to talk to who isn't crying over the family drama. Sometimes contradicting myself is the only way I can figure out these plots. But I still stand by my initial reaction. Foster better watch his step. If he tries to make it a romantic dinner date, I will riot. Julie needs time to mourn, to run the Horton house, to be the matriarch. She doesn't need a new suitor right now. Finally, let's look at this totally random but kind of amazing dynamic between Aunt Sarah and Holly Jonas. Sarah is listening to Holly vent about her life falling apart. And honestly, I am here for Auntie Sarah stepping up. Holly is drowning in guilt and fear over Sophia Choi's presumed suicide, and Amy Choi is literally on a warpath trying to destroy her. Holly needs an adult who isn't Nicole. Since Nicole is off canvas, to just listen to her. And who better than Sarah? I mean, Sarah's own life is a disaster right now, living with Xander and fighting every 5 minutes, but she knows a thing or two about grief and messy situations. And honestly, Sarah is the perfect person to talk to Holly right now, because Sarah knows exactly what it's like to lose a child. Remember the whole Mackenzie baby switch nightmare? Sarah's heart was ripped out of her chest. So when Holly is crying about Amy Choi losing her mind over Sophia's death, Sarah can actually provide some real perspective. She can tell Holly, look, Amy is drowning in grief, and grief makes you do crazy, dangerous things. It might help Holly understand that Amy's vendetta isn't just about revenge. It's about a mother's shattered heart. Plus, Sarah is living in a war zone with Xander right now, constantly bickering, so she probably welcomes the distraction of dealing with someone else's teenage drama instead of her own messy love life. So yeah, this Friday episode is going to be an absolute emotional roller coaster. Between Marlena at John's grave, the mind-blowing Stefano chess mystery with the missing pawn, Eli returning to the family chaos, Julie navigating life without Doug, and Holly facing the music. I am exhausted just thinking about it, but I wouldn't miss it for the world. This is why we watch, guys. This is the good stuff. Let me know in the comments if you are as stressed out as I am about all of this.